Hello and welcome back to Quest to Manifest podcast. I'm Samuel Carter and I'll be your host for today. Today, I just filmed the episode 8 Cancers to Avoid. I've literally filmed like 4 episodes today. I'm just loving this and I have to stop myself from posting all of these up at the same time because I really want to. I'm just so excited to get them out there, but I know there might be times when I don't want to upload, but I still want you guys to have a consistent upload schedule. So in that case, it would be important for me to space out my uploads, which I'm going to try very hard to do. But anyway, this might be July. If my feelings are correct, then this might be going up in July, which is crazy because I'm literally filming it June 8th, 2020. But anyways, you are here to learn about the habits to help you prosper, and that's what we are going to get into. This is a really cool graphic. As usual, this I found on Pinterest, and it's very, very cool. Eventually, if I have like at least one subscriber or 10 or whatever, and we have a little tiny little community, I'll make somewhere where I can post all this up because there also is sometimes a little bit of a visual component, but it won't take away from you understanding and grasping the knowledge. So let's get into it. The first habit they have is to network. Honestly, I just enjoy networking. I consider myself an introvert. I charge when I am alone. However, I love meeting new people and talking about things in my field and my profession of real estate and slash architecture. So, but also, I do not like the word network because it has the air and connotation of using people, which I really hate. I think it's just fun to talk to people and connect with people and talk about your field and what you're passionate about. Hopefully, your field is in something that you are passionate about. Might do an episode on that. But yeah, so networking is really useful, not only because it can help get you career opportunities and connections, but it will also help you to it also satisfies a social need that every human has, and it also can be a source of learning and knowledge, not just getting a job or whatever. The next one is dream big, which I'm sorry, excuse me, a little burp. Excuse me, I had just had a smoothie. The next one is dream big, and this is super important because just like I think it was Kanye who said it, if you shoot for the stars, even if you don't land up there, you'll land somewhere on the moon, which is awesome, which is still higher than if you shot for the clouds or whatever. It's so important to dream big and to dream, period. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think our culture is a little bit obsessed with dreaming big and having a crazy, quote unquote, successful life, which, although that's kind of what I want, I think there is beauty and importance in wanting a simple life. So maybe not necessarily dream big in that sense, but dream big in the sense of what you truly want, even if it's just a little apartment, a nice tea collection, a nice book collection, and a nice little cat named Casper who keeps you warm. Or if it's a family, if you want a wife or a husband and you want a nice house and kids. If whatever your dreams make sure that you, number one, have them, and number two, are honest with yourself and make sure that they are the full breadth of what your potential is and what you want, basically. The next one is get up early. And okay, I'm personally an early bird. I know it's gonna sound crazy to some of you. There are points in my life when I wake up at 3:30 a.m. and most of the time normally it's 4:30 a.m. Lately it's been like 6, which is a little later, but I'll that's just been the last week. Most of the time it's 4:30. But however, I think there are people who do thrive later in the night, and if that's you, then and you are productive, not just thrive, but are productive in whatever sense that you define that. That's another video of productivity. sense of productivity shouldn't come from your value isn't based in and creating things, especially for a company or whatever. Just productive in terms of you getting to your goals. That's what I mean by productive. So yeah, as long as you're productive at night, I think being waking up at night, doing stuff at night is fine. But for the vast majority of people, I think that waking up early is really good, and that it allows. There's just something so special about being up when. Sorry. There's just something so special about being up when there is no one else around, and you have stuff to yourself, and you feel like you're awake when no one else is. You're getting a head start on the world. There's something so special about that, and it's just very. It's an environment conducive to self growth and productivity. The next one is to stay focused, which, yes, staying focused is good. I have traits of ADHD, and I've never been on medication. My parents really don't believe in that, and it's not to the point where I took psych last year and it only becomes a disorder. I think we're still using that. I'll use ailment, affliction. It only becomes like a diagnosable affliction, disorder, whatever, when it interferes with your day to day life. And I do not feel like mine does. When I was a kid, I just need to learn the coping skills to help it. But anyway, staying focused. See, I just literally just got off my tangent, but staying focused is important. But again, it's definable by who you are. I know when I'm most productive, not when I'm. Let me think. Okay, staying focused does not have to be in the moment. It's kind of like that you're focused on your goals in general, if you know what I mean. It's not like staying focused on doing 10 math problems straight, not thinking about anything else, but it's making sure that you're focused on your goals and you don't let things distract you and you're not putting time into distractions. If you feel my gist, understand what I'm saying. Basically, don't be hard on yourself if you're not. If you jump from task to task or you're not necessarily focused on one task, as long as all of your tasks are focused on your goals, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you work, but it just matters that you're working towards your goal, if that makes sense to you guys. So after staying focused, it says to watch less TV. Yes, I mean, my family doesn't have cable. I don't have TV, so I'll change this to kind of social media. This can be TV if you're maybe older and you watch TV, but basically anything that distracts you, anything that's literally a waste of time. I deleted Snapchat and Instagram a few weeks ago. I want to do a whole episode on social media detoxing. So if that's something you guys will like, please like leave it in the comment or a review or something, whatever platform you're listening to this on. But yes, lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Yes, watch less TV, and I deleted all my not all of them. I deleted most of my social medias because at the end of the day, if it's bringing you stress, if it's bringing you anxiety, if it's literally wasting your time like it was for me, then it shouldn't be in your life. Don't. It'll always be there. You can always go back when you want, and that's what I told myself when I deleted it, and just haven't been back. So, and if my friends need to text me, then they have, they have my phone number. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Literally just 1 star this, dislike. I'm so sorry for my little burps, but if my friends really need to contact me, they can text me. If they don't have my number for whatever reason, then they can email me. You know what I mean? If someone really wants to get in contact, or they can ask someone else for my number. If someone really wants to get in contact with you, one, they should have your number if you're that close to them, like most of my friends, or they'll find a way. They'll email you. They'll find your friend or whatever. Basically, do not be stressed about deleting social media and doing that for yourself, your own productivity, your mental health, your happiness. Don't be afraid to do that. The next one is invest in yourself. Yes, this is so important, and it's so beautiful because investing in yourself is so multifaceted. It can be in books, or not even books, because I read for fun. I personally cannot read for too long. Oh, actually, There is this amazing website. Okay, whatever you're interested in, think of that right now. Think of it. There's going to be an amazing textbook on that. There's going to be a textbook, college level textbook written by experts in that field. And you can find that for free online. I'm not saying this right now for legal reasons, but if I wanted to do that, maybe I would go on this website called, um, basically, there's a website. I can, if you leave something, I'll comment the exact link, but there's a website where you can find any textbook online, the PDF for free. I literally downloaded a real estate textbook, and it's like 400 pages or whatever, and I've been reading that, and it is so interesting for me because that's my passion, and that's a way to invest in yourself. Another way is to work out, eat well. That's investing in your long-term longevity, your long-term health. Another is to journal. Maybe go to a therapist, a counselor. That's investing in your mental health. That's investing in you. Everything I think you should be doing, it should be to either invest in yourself or make you happy. The next one is read more books. Yeah, I like reading books, but personally I like audiobooks a little bit better. I think like self-helpy audiobooks are really good. And I'm reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's the next Hunger Games book. I'm obsessed with Hunger Games. That could be a whole episode. Literally the most amazing, well written, great, amazing little backstory. No, amazing themes and life lessons in that series and book. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Reading is obviously good for you, but don't stress out if you can't focus. There are always audiobooks, there are always other ways to consume books, but consuming books is so good. Or just motivational videos and stuff. But I think books are the best because there's no other, there's just the best, they're still the best way to get a bunch of knowledge at one time. There's something about it that can't be covered in videos, if you know what I mean. Avoid time wasters. Um, about this, yeah, I guess I've done this in my life, but you shouldn't. I don't like putting labels on people like time waster. Someone, if at the end of the day, if someone makes you happy, they're not wasting your time. At the end of the day, if someone's making you happy, it's not a waste of your time because being happy is very important. The next one is take calculated risk. Yes, I talked about this in a previous episode. Taking calculated risks is so important because also it'll help you take the risk. If you're someone like me who's very cautious, who doesn't just throw caution to the wind, and who's dedicated to things, you want to make sure what you're dedicating yourself to is worthwhile in the long term and will be good for you and that you won't fail and waste your time. So making sure that you take calculated risk and take the necessary and subsequent steps to mitigate your risk, that's so important when you're going after what you want. The next one is writing down your goals. Yeah, I think writing down your goals is important. I don't think it's ride or die. Like you don't need to be successful. There's been lots of phases in my life where I've just thought about what I wanted and made it happen, but writing it down really helps to make it real and to remind you. Live on less than you make. That's the next one. So important. I want to do a whole episode on financials and stuff because that's literally the key, I think, to financial life. Spend less. I want to, when I'm making a steady income, I want to spend way less than I have. And that's what I have done actually when I've had jobs. Kind of in a lull right now because coronavirus recession, but that's another, it's not the point. The point is that live on less than you make. Don't spend money on wasteful things. This goes into another episode I did on mindless consumption. Don't mindlessly consume. Everything you consume should be conscious. Sorry for that noise. Ooh, is that ASMR for you? I'm sorry. Okay, the next one. Make your health a priority. Yes, this goes back into what I said about investing in yourself. Do work that matters to you. Yes, I know it's hard. I know that it's not always easy. Sometimes you just need to make a paycheck. But especially if you have the opportunity to, please study what you want because it's not going to be worth it even if you're making a lot of money, if you're working on something that does not make you at least a little bit happy. And or that doesn't matter to you. It's just, yeah, I'll go into more into depth in that with another video, but try to do work that matters to you. And a tip I have, if you can't, if it doesn't make money, if either most things can, it's not about money, but money obviously matters. If you like plants, you can do gardening on the side for people. If you like content creation, you can be really dedicated, more dedicated than me, and actually get a huge following um, and monetize and do all that stuff. But I know that it might not be enough, so just have a day job and make sure that you also prioritize after your day job being your first priority. That lets you have a roof over your head and keep you out of the unemployment breadline. After that, that you do work that matters to you and try to build that up to the point where it can replace your quote unquote day job. The next one is learn from people you admire. Again, this is really important because have a role model. I've talked about role models, I think, in a previous episode, and it's just helpful. First of all, to show you that you're not alone. Even your role model, who has literally the life that you literally want, has gone through struggles, has been upset, unhappy, who has failed. So, having a role model is important in that. Oh my God, I am so sorry. That pineapple smoothie is coming back for vengeance. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Having a role model is so important because it can show you that you're not alone and show you kind of what to do. Foster meaningful relationships. Yes, that's important. Relationships. Humans are literally built for relationships. We're evolved to have them. And it was network. Yeah, I talked about that in this podcast. Networking and the importance of social bonds and creating meaningful relationships with whether it's your family, your friends, whatever. Even if it's your family and your friends. Also, but don't be afraid to be alone. Like obviously it's not permanent, but if your environment just isn't conducive to that, which I know can happen to a lot of people and has happened to me in the past, don't be too stressed about it because there will come a point in time when you can foster those meaningful relationships and have them. The next is cultivate an attitude of gratitude, which I've talked about in another episode, but it's so important. It helps to change your mindset and helps to change your mindset for the better and make you appreciative of all the things in your life and will ultimately make you happier. The next one is I'm going to switch the last two because the next one that I'm going to talk about is a powerful and inspiring why, which goes into meaningful work. And so for me personally, it's to improve the quality of people's lives because I know architecture and design and having an affordable property through real estate is first of all so important for the mobility of people. People's most expensive, most biggest asset people own is their house. So that's super important. The places where we spend most time is our house and our job. And those are both places that are designed and that can be designed and that in some cases have, in some cases haven't not, and in the future can be designed to promote the best life, the easiest life, the most rewarding life, challenging in the right ways life. So yeah, that's important to finding an inspiring why. The last one I'm going to talk about, I switched the last two, is to take action even when it's scary. This is so important because nothing ever grows in your comfort zone. It's a nice place to be, it's a fun place to be, but nothing grows there. You have to leave your comfort zone if you want to achieve your goals. And in the long term, if you want to be happy, you have to leave your comfort zone. At least at some point you do. Even if you come back to like relax and vacation back into your comfort zone, you still have to leave it sometimes just to move your comfort zone a little bit more forward and better, basically. Because when you move out and you make something better, that'll become your new comfort zone. So yeah, that's super important. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark. I think that's an amazing time to end. Thank you so much for listening to this. Please leave a comment or a review or whatever to let me know what you want to hear. Just leave episode ideas in there and I'll do it. Again, I said it in my first podcast. That's the amazing thing about going to a podcast where no one's listening. Like right now, you have so much control. Anything you put, I will literally do. So leave a review if you want to, if you feel inclined to, if you want to have some say over what happens. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Try to try to enforce not enforce try to adopt some of these habits into your life, and I hope that it will bring you happiness and stability and joy. I'll have a great day. Goodbye. This was Sam with Quest to Manifest.